Welcome everyone to our series Living with the Times, where we will be exploring our connection to the Torah portion of the week, upcoming holidays, the energy of each month, current events, and different things that happened in history on these days. So we are finishing the counting of the Omer period, where we count 7 times 7 weeks, from the night after Pesach until Shavuot. And we're told to count 7 times 7 weeks. So that, of course, equals 49 days, and that is what we count during the Omer. And yet in the Torah it says, V'tisparu chamishim yom. It says to count 50 days. Well, we don't actually count 50 days. So the question is, why is the Torah telling us to count 50 days? So this is a very, very important idea, because the whole Omer period is connecting Pesach to Shavuot. And of course, the main theme of Pesach is the Exodus from Egypt, from going from slavery to freedom, from exile to redemption. And we culminate that process on Shavuot, which is the 50th day. So even though we're not technically counting 50 days, the Torah is teaching us that the whole purpose of coming out of Egypt, the whole purpose of freedom, is to receive the Torah at Sinai. In the Torah, when it describes the first tablets, it says they were written with the finger of God, charut ala luchot, engraved on the tablets. And our sages, in a very creative explanation, said, don't read it charut ala luchot, ella cheirut ala luchot. Don't read it engraved on the tablets. Read it freedom on the tablets. Cheirut means freedom. In other words, the purpose of the Torah is to give us the means in which to express freedom in our lives, in our soul, in the world. And we look at the Torah and we could ask a question, how is this freedom? We have 613 mitzvot. The rabbis have added hundreds, if not thousands, of laws. How do we call that freedom? Well, what is meant here is, in natural circumstances, a human being, the reality of being a soul within a body, is in so many cases we are prisoners to our lower nature. We're prisoners to the society in which we live. We are bound so much by nature and nurture, by peer pressure, by the circumstances around our lives. And to find freedom in all of those boundaries is not easy. The Torah is our guidebook. It is our way to find freedom and to free ourselves from the tyranny of our bodily passions and desires. Not to squelch them, but to raise them up and to infuse them with holiness and spirituality. And so the Torah is our blueprint to freedom. Freedom is not just another word. It's not just nothing left to lose. This goes back to the so-called freedom of the 60s. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. This is not our belief. we believe that the Torah gives us not just freedom, but purpose in the world, gives us direction, gives us a moral and ethical compass and code. And the last example I'll bring is of Shabbat. If someone looks at Shabbat from the outside with no real experience, they'll say, what kind of day is this? You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that. What kind of beautiful day is this? But those who keep Shabbos and know Shabbos from the inside know that by not doing all of the things that the Torah and the rabbis tell us not to do, this opens up the gates of spirituality, the gates of the Garden of Eden, and gives us true peace of mind and true freedom in this world. So I bless everyone with a beautiful Shavuot, and that we take the key of freedom that was handed to us at Mount Sinai, and we use it to open up all of the doors.